Hi guys, I'm Iesha B. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to film a video on the Louis Vuitton handbags I've sold and why. Out of all the handbags I have sold, there is only one that I regret. So let's hop on into this video. So first off, I want to start out with the Louis Vuitton Speedies. I have had many a Louis Vuitton Speedy in the size 25, including the Monogram and the Epi one I'm going to talk about today. I also had a Damier Ebene 30 and a Monogram Bandouliere 35. So for the two Louis Vuitton Speedy 25s that I did not like that the opening was kind of small. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but the whole putting things in I don't know how to explain it. So let's say I had an iPad, which would not have fit in the bag, but if I had this iPad and I was trying to put it in, I would have to drop it in like this and then turn it when it got in the bag. And I did not like having to do that with a lot of my items that I end up putting in the bag. So it just didn't end up working out for me, especially when, I was trying to grab something on the go. Let's say it was raining outside and I wanted to pull out my umbrella. I had to wiggle it out of my bag before I got it open. I'm standing in a doorway. So it was just a little bit too much of a hassle for me. And neither of those bags had a crossbody strap. And I love a handheld bag, but there are moments when I'm in the grocery store or I'm commuting, because I used to have to commute to work taking buses and trains when I lived back in Maryland. So having to have something in my hand and all those things, it just didn't work out for me. I just realized that I forgot to mention which one of the bags that I regret selling. The bag I regret selling would be my Louis Vuitton 25 Epi Speedy, because I just love how clean and classic it looks, and I just miss it being in my collection. For the 30 size, it ended up not working out for me because one size was too big, one size was too small. So this one was the one that was a little bit too big for my liking. And again, with the same issue with it not having a crossbody strap. The Damier Ebene was a beautiful print, but unfortunately as well, I ended up experiencing some quality issues. I heard that it could be caused by things like hand sanitizer and hand lotion, but I was experiencing peeling on the handles. So I ended up selling that bag. And I believe the person I sold it to ended up getting it repaired. Repairs and things are always hard for me because I don't have a Louis Vuitton shop near me. So I always end up having to just travel really far if I want to go to actual Louis Vuitton. So I ended up selling that bag. The last Speedy I want to talk about was the 35. Now this one is the one with the strap. With this 35, I found that I was putting a lot of stuff in this bag. This bag could get away as being a tote in a lot of occasions. I am 5'4", 145 pounds-ish. So I always found myself feeling like I was lugging around either like a little suitcase or a tote instead of just a little satchel bag that the Speedies is supposed to be. And again, I just never had enough stuff to put in that bag. So I ended up selling that one as well. The next bags from Louis Vuitton that I sold were my Neverfull PM and MM. When I purchased the PM, I wanted it to use it for school purposes because I was still in college at the time. So I wanted something that wasn't too big because, again, I was taking buses and trains back in Maryland. So I wanted something I never was the type of person to bring my laptop around either, but my textbooks and all those kind of things I wanted to bring with me. So I purchased the Louis Vuitton PM on Poshmark. So my problem with the bag was that it was just, I feel like it's an awkward size bag. I feel like if you like totes and you want a smaller tote, that's a perfect bag for you. It's just, I didn't like how the top was just open. There was no zipper. And they have very thin straps. So I felt like it was digging into my shoulder a lot. So that brings me to my MM. I had the MM in Damier Ebene with the It had a red interior. So with that bag, I brought it with me to vacation when my husband and I went to the Bahamas in 2019. When I was carrying that bag through the airport, I found that it had the same issue with things digging, or the straps digging into my shoulder. I did end up bringing things like my laptop and all those things in that bag at the time. And I found that there was no really any organization in it. My laptop felt like it was just like flopping around in there the entire time. And I mean, I could have put my laptop in a case, and that's on me for not doing so. But besides like vacation, I found myself never carrying that bag because I'm not the type of person to bring a big bag to the grocery store. I don't have children, so I don't have a lot of things to put in my purses as long as I have my key clay, or I think it's just called the key pouch now, I'm fine. So it ended up not really working out for me. And also I have this bag right here. This bag is a Michael Kors Jet Set Totes. I think that's what it's called. This is the first bag my husband ever purchased for me. I just tossed my multi-pochette koi pouch onto it. So ignore that. It used to have a little Michael Kors charm on there, but I misplaced that a long time ago. So with this bag, I found that I had this bag before I had the Neverfull, the MM Neverfull. So I found with this bag, it ends up being almost like the same exact bag. Like the width of this bag is pretty much the same. Oh my gosh, I have used and abused this bag. But it ends up being about the same size. The strap length tends to be around the same size. It has this little fastening parts that the Neverfull has as well. And I know a lot of fashion houses tend to copy each other's design, but in my opinion, I had this bag, so why did I need the Louis Vuitton Neverfull as well? Also, with that bag, the price was a whole lot cheaper than the Neverfull MM. The next bag on my list was the Alma BB. I spoke about this bag in my, I think 2 videos ago on my luxury wish list. With the Alma BB, I found that once again, it wasn't too small, because when you look at the Alma BB, it tends to look really small. But with the Alma BB, I feel like it being shaped like a triangle with the base being wider than the top, the things that you can fit in that bag is very limited, because you can only fill it about halfway up before it gets to be like peaking. And so the zipper also goes all the way around. So you can't really top it off too much, or you risk the possibility of things falling out of it when you go to open the bag, like out in public. I believe that this bag is a great formal bag. Like if you were going to go on a romantic dinner with your husband or significant other, if you had a, wedding to go to and you had a simple dress and you wanted to have a bag, I feel like that's a perfect bag for those occasions. But as an everyday bag, I didn't find it working for my life situation. The last bag that is on my list is the Noe. I had the GM size. They have remade the Noe, I believe, to be the Neo Noe. I'm not sure if they still sell the other Noe on the Louis Vuitton website. But the issue I had with this bag is, again, I bought this bag for school, and it was great for the purposes of school. Like this bag, especially since it has a thicker strap, it was comfortable for the shoulder, and it really, packed a punch when it came to being able to carry things. But it's college, and it is a lot of vachetta on this bag, especially since the base is fully vachetta on this bag. So I found that even though I bought it vintage, it already came with its own little marks and things, the one I bought was pretty good quality. So I found that I wanted to baby the bag, not set it down on the ground, even though, like, again, it's college. Where else are you going to put it? So I didn't want to set it down on the ground, but I didn't want to put it behind me either. I just had a lot of like fears when it came to this bag. And, I'm no longer in school, so past the point of school and all those things, I just never had a reason to still have that bag. So I sold it because I don't like to have to baby my bags. and that it was just not, it wasn't worth having in my collection anymore because it didn't fit my lifestyle anymore. So the last thing I wanted to talk about isn't a handbag. It was actually an SLG, I suppose. It was the Louis Vuitton Agenda PM, or the size small. I also purchased this from, actually no, I purchased this one from eBay. It's one of the only things I've ever purchased from eBay. I purchased it from a Japan seller. It was very, very cheap, which I was very happy about. But I actually wanted to use it as a little journal to just keep track of lesson planning once I became a teacher, and just little notes that I had during the day. I found that it was too small. A pen couldn't fit in the little pen holder that was inside of it. So it just wasn't functional for me at all. And so I kept it for a long time. It was in my house, it's collecting dust. So eventually last year I decided to sell it. And I don't regret selling it, but it was a really pretty piece, because the vintage Louis Vuitton canvas, it just tends to be nice and thick, and it just felt really good. So those are all the handbags that I've had and sold. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.